At the start of the 2024 Formula One season, it would have been hard to find anyone who would have bet on Ferrari fighting for the constructors' title. The Scuderia was coming off its first year under Frédéric Vasseur's management, which, aside from the victory in Singapore, offered little excitement for its fans. For this reason, perhaps the overall evaluation of Ferrari's season might be higher than it truly deserves. Even Ferrari's team principal, immediately after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, gave the team's 2024 performance a modest 6 out of 10, acknowledging the significant room for improvement still within Ferrari's grasp. Undeniably, the progress made by the Maranello team over the past 12 months is encouraging. After a 2022 season that reignited fan enthusiasm, 2023 brought everyone back to reality, thanks in part to Red Bull's near-perfect dominance. In this context, seeing the SF-25 compete for the constructors' title until the final laps of the race that concluded the 2024 season is a hopeful sign for next year. The final championship under the current technical regulations represents a golden opportunity for Ferrari, which, despite all efforts, has now gone 16 years without a title. However, some warning signs emerged during the season that need addressing ahead of 2025. Errors made during the mid-season, when updates appeared ineffective, are a critical area of focus if Ferrari is to return to winning ways. One of the key topics in the coming months will undoubtedly be the comparison between Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton. The Spanish driver, who has already started his adventure with Williams, proved in his 4 years at Maranello to be an excellent team player and contributed significantly to Ferrari's successes. For this reason, his departure has left a bittersweet taste for some fans. On the other hand, the Tifosi hope that the partnership with Lewis Hamilton doesn't turn into a Vettel 2.0. When the German arrived in Italy, he was one of the best drivers on the grid, and Ferrari fans saw in him the one who could end the title drought. Similarly, the Ferrari faithful now hope that Lewis Hamilton can fulfill the role that Sebastian Vettel could not quite make his own. The most successful driver paired with the most iconic team. It seems like a match made in heaven. With the hope, which has turned into a distant dream over the last 16 years, that there might finally be a happy ending. Lewis Hamilton, nearing his 40th birthday, is stepping into uncharted territory in the upcoming F1 championship. Having just experienced the first Formula One season in his career where a teammate outpaced him comprehensively, he now joins Ferrari, the most iconic team in Formula One, alongside Charles Leclerc, a 27-year-old widely regarded as the fastest driver over one lap. The challenge he faces is immense, perhaps one of the most daunting of his illustrious career. To fully grasp what lies ahead for Lewis Hamilton, it is crucial to analyze the struggles he encountered during his final season at Mercedes in 2024 and what those challenges might mean for his prospects with Ferrari in 2025. Set aside his famous resilience, encapsulated in the "Still I Rise" mantra that has defined his career. The question boils down to how his driving style and physiological attributes interact with the evolving demands of modern Formula One cars. When comparing drivers on a purely physiological level, it is not reaction time that sets one apart as faster than another. Research has shown that reaction speeds among Formula One drivers vary as much as they do in any average population sample. For instance, Michael Schumacher, one of the greatest drivers in history, reportedly had unremarkable reaction times, as noted by his former team boss Ross Brawn. What differentiates elite drivers isn't how fast they react, but how effectively they feel the car. Studies conducted by Kinetic, a defense contractor that once partnered with Williams, revealed that a driver's sensitivity to rotation and yaw comes from neural pathways involving receptors in the lower spine and middle ear. These subconscious messages allow a driver to sense and balance a car's behavior instantly. This innate ability to feel the car gives some drivers a significant edge in anticipating and managing its movements. Lewis Hamilton has historically excelled in the braking to turn-in transition. His technique involves braking late and hard, creating significant forward pitch to load the front tires, turning in early, and then releasing the brakes just as the rear rotates around the loaded front. His sensitivity in this moment allows him to prevent the rotation from becoming an uncontrollable slide, optimizing grip across all 4 tires dynamically. However, no driver operates in a vacuum. The characteristics of the car play a pivotal role in determining whether a driver's natural style can flourish. Cars that don't align with a driver's preferred techniques impose limitations on their performance ceiling. For example, when Red Bull struggled with front-end responsiveness in the early parts of 2022 and 2023, Sergio Perez appeared more competitive against Max Verstappen. This was not because Sergio Perez had suddenly improved, but because Max Verstappen's unique skill set was being constrained by the car's traits. Lewis Hamilton faced a similar mismatch with Mercedes's ground effect cars introduced in 2022. These cars run with minimal pitch and dive due to extremely low ride heights and anti-dive suspension geometry. This fundamentally neutralized the 7-time Formula One world champion's ability to exploit his braking and rotation technique. Despite this, he remained closely matched with George Russell in qualifying throughout 2022 and 2023, with their average lap time separated by mere hundredths of a second. In the 2024 Formula One Championship, the dynamic changed dramatically after Mercedes introduced a flexible front wing mid-season. This innovation improved the car's balance across varying speed ranges by mitigating low-speed understeer and high-speed oversteer. While it made the car more competitive overall, it also enabled even lower ride heights, further diminishing the 7-time Formula One world champion's ability to utilize his preferred technique. Consequently, his gap in terms of qualifying performance to his Mercedes teammate George Russell expanded to over 0.3 of a second after the Canadian Grand Prix weekend in Montreal. This situation underscores how crucial car characteristics are to unlocking a driver's peak performance. Ferrari's recent cars, for example, have excelled in low-speed corners, a trait that complements Charles Leclerc's driving style. The Monegasque driver's ability to induce rapid, efficient rotation with precise brake and throttle overlap has made him particularly effective at tracks like the Monaco Street Circuit and the Baku City Circuit. However, in low downforce setups where rear grip is compromised, Charles Leclerc's style can lead to excessive oversteer, a condition in which Carlos Sainz often outperforms him. Lewis Hamilton's move to the Maranello team, starting with the 2025 Formula One Championship, therefore raises very intriguing possibilities. If the Italian side maintains its focus on mechanical grip and low-speed corner performance, the British driver's natural style may align better with the car than it has with the Mercedes of recent years. This could set the stage for a compelling intra-team battle with Charles Leclerc, showcasing two distinct but equally effective approaches to extracting performance. However, if the Ferrari technicians and engineers adopt flexible wing technology akin to Mercedes's 2024 innovation, Lewis Hamilton might find himself grappling with the same limitations that hindered him this past season. In such a scenario, his ability to adapt and evolve his technique will once again be put to the test, defining the next chapter of his extraordinary Formula One career, this time alongside the most successful team in F1 history.